with a Jag.
Yeah.
2026. First of all, um, you know, this new year has been, the world's on fire. As much ice as we've seen, the world is literally on fire, and I mean, like, from the entertainment to, of course, overseas, the wars, and how everything going on mentally.
You broke up a little bit. I missed what you just said.
How's your mental for the top of the year so far?
My
Just seeing,
mental?
yeah. Let's start with your mental.
I'm fine. Mentally, I see. This is the thing. I have a hard time anytime anybody asks me about my mental because I've had so many people work so hard to try to make me crazy or say that I'm crazy or put white warrants on me and put me in hospitals. Or have to sit down and do, multiple psych evaluations. So, how is my mental doing? My mental's doing great. I'm fine. Um, I think for me, it's frustration and not even frustration. I can't call it frustration because that would require me to have some emotional attachment to all of this bullshit that's going on. And I really don't. I have no emotional attachment to this at all. I am, what's the word? I'm bored.
Wow. Uh,
I'm bored. With all of this excitement going on, I am bored.
wow. We've had this conversation many times over, and I think now the world is probably going to listen to this conversation that we're about to have now more than ever.
I
Um,
hope so, but
y-
we'll see.
yeah, we'll
Jag,
see.
you been right, Jag. We have to say it again. You're you man. You're right. I'm gonna say it. We know it, but I have to say it. You're right, Jag.
You
Yeah,
want to know what's funny? You know what this feels like? This feels like, somebody telling, a younger family member, I know you're knocked up. And they keep saying, no, I'm not, no, I'm not, no, I'm not. And then you see him at the family dinner 4 months later with their belly on swole. You know what I mean? And they say, you was right.
yeah,
Yeah. Was there?
yeah.
I
I-
don't know.
so Jack, what do you consider yourself? Like conveyor of the truth, whistleblower, uh, a Nostradamus? I mean, what do you consider yourself when you speak on things that even if you were there or not, you know what's going on, or you've heard third party sayings of it, and you put it out there, and the world's not taking to it, but yet there's truth to the things that you're saying. Like, what do you consider yourself?
I consider myself Jaguar Wright.
Right, right, definitely it is.
I consider myself what I am, who I am, what I've been. And you know what? I don't care anymore. Like I'm about to get to that place where I don't care. There are so many other things that are happening that people aren't talking about. And I'm at the point now where I see that people like being in denial. They like being in denial. To listen to Charlamagne actually, I mean, but I know he had to go and do his best because, he got that $200 million deal. They got the podcast up on Netflix. He has this great responsibility, right? Because he brought his whole network over there. So he has to make sure that he's earning his keep. But to listen to people say, and just because people's names was mentioned doesn't mean anything. And these aren't official anything. Oh, this isn't this and this isn't that, and you people aren't paying attention and you're not reading. It's just like, okay, all right. You're right. You're right. None of it's real. None of it's official, even though it came from the FBI. It was only a tip line, which is really interesting because they kept all of this shit. Why would they keep it if it had no validity? More importantly, I'm still trying to figure out how anybody can be attached to the name Epstein and being mentioned in anything that has any close ties to that and not looked at as absolutely fucking suspect. I don't get it. I don't get why people are so busy always trying to deny things. Meanwhile, they'll pin whatever they can on an innocent person and flip it and spin it until, it just goes, wild. And yeah, I don't know. But hey, who knows?
Well, Jack, since you brought, this conversation going to go a few different places, but let's go and talk about the Epstein in the room. Uh,
Sure. Let's talk.
yeah,
Let's talk about the weirdo in the walls.
yeah. It's interesting that you said that. As far as people not believing, this might be technically considered the largest scandal like that we've seen, like in our era, or just in American history right now. And just as of July of 2025, they've created this what is called the Epstein Files Transparency Act,
Yeah.
where you can't this stuff has to be put out there. My first question before we even get into the list and the names is why do you think the DOJ, the Department of Justice, kept these files hidden for so long? Whether through Trump or what do you like? What's the reason we
I
haven't
mean,
seen these
it's
files
not
up
just the
until now?
Trump administration. Let's don't forget the Biden administration had the ability to release these files as well, and they didn't either.
True.
So this isn't a political thing. Let's stop making it political. I think everyone wants to make it political. Oh, look at the politicians, and this isn't about the rappers, and this isn't about this, and this is about the politicians. No, it's not. No, it's not, because you got Democrats and Republicans equally aligned up in this whole foolishness. This is about a certain class of people in this country that have been doing all kinds of shit. And it really doesn't matter what your religious background is, what your social standing is, or what your political standing is. It really doesn't matter. This is not about them versus us, or no. This is about the weirdos and then the normal people. And not even normal people, just decent people. The problem is that the weirdos are outnumbering, it's looking like, the decent people 10 to 1. Like, does anybody get that? Like, the simple fact that nobody is holding TMZ into account for anything, and they've been mentioned in these files. Harvey Levin specifically.
Yeah.
He ain't saying nothing. He ain't saying nothing. Why not?
He's busy with a ransom right now.
With a ransom.
Yeah, that is.
For what? His stolen pride? Uh,
Well, let's break it down like this. Back in '07, Epstein was caught with all these charges,
mhm.
pled to a lesser, crime, got 13 months, got out, got right back to it.
Yeah, kind of like Diddy, right?
Yeah. Do you blame at all the government outside of politics? Do you blame the government for just, should they keep an eye on people that have that much money with that much power? Of course, they have to go through, the judicial system. But yeah, let's just keep an eye on this person. Like, do you feel like the government dropped the ball?
Yeah, that's obvious. You would think that with everything that is attached to the Jeffrey Epstein crazy, that they wouldn't have wanted to see it happen again. You know, you would think that they wouldn't have wanted to see it happen again. And I don't know, it's just kind of wild to me because where is Diddy any different than Epstein? Really? Where is it any different? What's the difference?
Very
Like,
true.
now that all of this stuff is coming out, what's the difference?
Yeah, I think Epstein with underage girls triggered a bigger alarm.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Why is nobody paying attention to the fact that there were underage girls that were allegedly attached to Diddy as well? Unfortunately, one of them, Anna Kane, who was a minor as well, who was underage, when she was flown from Michigan to New York, well, actually from Michigan to New Jersey, and then drove into New York to Daddy's house, where a train was ran on her by Diddy and allegedly two other people in Daddy's house. She was what, 16, 17? Now tell me something. And by the way, her case was filed in court before Diddy went to trial.
I remember.
Isn't that interesting? Now, there was no testimony from her included in his trial. Just like there was none of Little Rod's testimony or evidence included in his trial, which is funny because his trial, I mean, the raid, most of what they found in the raid came from information that came from Little Rod. Or is everybody forgetting that? Like, it's
Yeah,
just everyone's so damn forgetful.
Real life. Real life. If that shit ain't real life, that shit ain't happening. It ain't